Page 51, Hoedown. A couple new things being introduced in this lesson. Let's see what we got. At the top, there is a DC all fine or da capo all fine. We usually say DC, it's the abbreviation. If you're as lazy as I am, you like that. And it's very common. DC all fine, you'll get it a lot. DC simply means go to the beginning. The beginning of it, just go. Don't ask questions. You got repeat signs to send you back? Well, this has nothing to do with repeat signs, just because you can have repeat signs and a DC both. Doesn't matter. DC means go to the beginning. Don't ask questions, just go. All fine means go to fine. Fine, it's not fine, it's fine, it's Italian. It means the end, to go to the end. So there has to be a fine in the music someplace. And if you here on Hoedown, if you look at the end of the second line, you see a fine above the staff. And you see the thin and thick bar lines. Remember, that is the symbol for the end of a piece of music, where it ends, and it could be anywhere. As you see, it's in the end of the second line. It's a thin and thick bar line. So what we're going to do is you play all three lines, and then you go back and you do the first two lines again. So it's really 5 lines long instead of 3. But this way, they don't have to print out those other 2 lines, since they're just like these. Saves on printing and cost and all that junk. Now keep in mind, at the end of the third line, you have the 2 bar lines. We call that a double bar line. See, this book at the beginning, they called that one at the end of the second line, the thin and thick bar line, they called that a double bar line. I don't call that a double bar line. That is the end of a piece symbol. The double bar line is at the end of the third line. 2 thin bar lines is a double bar line. We'll get into it more later. I don't want to get into it now, but it has a meaning and it's important. So it doesn't affect how you play it. So just play it. Then they're also introducing another dynamic is FF. We've had F, forte. FF is fortissimo. It's very loud. It's not twice as loud. You don't multiply it. Because you can have 3 Fs and 4 Fs, so we can go crazy on this. You have loud here. Well, very loud is just up here. So you got moderately loud, loud, very loud. You can get louder than that on piano, but it's kind of dangerous, because then you get to where you're just banging. It just sounds terrible. So we have to be careful, even with very loud. We don't want to bang down, and we don't want a harsh sound. We just want a really loud sound. So I'll talk about that when we get to the dynamics. They're also talking about an interval of a fourth. See, we've had a second, we've had a third, and then I told you how to figure any of them out. Well, a fourth is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 2 notes in between. In the music, the notes are, one note will be on a line or space, and the other note will be on the other. So if this is on a line, that's on a space. If this is on a space, that's on a line. That's how they work. Because thirds, they're both on lines or both on spaces, right? Well, a fourth, no, it's one is one and the other is the other. I don't know if that helps or not, but you're going to find that the odd numbers are both notes on lines or spaces. Whatever it is, if it's an odd number interval, both notes will be on a line or both notes will be in a space. If it's an even numbered interval, a 2, a 4, a 6, an 8, whatever, then one note will be on a line and the other will be on a space, or one note will be in a space and the other be on a line. It's just the way it works out. Doesn't help any, but it's just one of those things you'll notice. Let's look it over. It's 3 lines long. With the DC, it's going to be longer, but 3 lines of music to learn. Treble, bass, clef, 4/4 time signature, IC, quarter notes and half notes and whole notes. Okay. The hands, again, are playing one hand at a time, so I'm going to talk about both hands together because it shortens the videos. The left hand starts with 4th finger on G. That puts the hand here. And in case you're wondering what position is that, well, it's a 5-finger position, and the bottom note is an F, so it is an F position, because we had C position, C, F. And the right hand comes with thumb here and here, so that's a D position. So we're here. We're not in the C position anymore. It's whatever the music needs. You'll notice those charts they had with a little, that went away. I'm not surprised. Anyway, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You get the idea? You don't need any other finger numbers. Once you know where the hands are, as long as the hands are not moving, please don't be reading finger numbers. You're digging a hole if you do that. Force yourself to learn the names of these notes and to remember which key your finger is on. It takes practice. It might slow you down a little bit, but at least you're still moving. Where if you just read finger numbers, you're going to get to the point where I can't do this, and then you'll give up. Because once we start moving around, your fingers are changing which keys they're on. And once I have the notes and the rhythms in, then I'll go back over it slowly and get rid of any hesitations. And once I do that, I add the articulation. We have staccatos, flexing at the wrist on these short. Look. So I put in the staccatos and the slurs. So then I add the dynamics. F at the beginning is forte, which is loud, heavy, whatever you think loud is. But then when you get to the last line, the third line, that's FF. Now you're a little loud, heavier, and let the wrist collapse a little bit. Don't pound on it. You're lowering down very quickly with a lot of weight, and let the wrist collapse a little bit. Boom, like so. You don't have to collapse a lot, just a little bit. When you're doing staccatos loud like this, you may have to use more arm because the wrist isn't strong enough to do this. I don't know how strong you are, but if the wrist, you can't do really loud just using the wrist, then you got to let the arm help out, and you're using a little more arm. Just don't pound on it. And then in the last two measures there on the third line, now you're soft. It's like an echo. We have to question these dynamics a little bit. Does it make sense? Does it sound okay? If not, we got to adjust it. Now once I do the dynamics, then I'll add the speed. And this is another fast piece, I guess. The Hoedown, I guess. Remember the DC al fine, when I finish that last measure, the beat is a steady beat. I immediately jump to the beginning and keep going. The listener doesn't know I did a DC al fine. They're just hearing music and a steady beat. That's all they're interested in. Remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1. Natural accents, it's important. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. Now don't do dynamics, I'm not doing louds and softs. I'll give us 4 counts, and we will do the DC al fine part too. 1, 2, ready, go. 3, 4. So there's a duet for this at the bottom of the page. I'd like to do that. So I need you to go up an octave. Just pretend the middle C on the keyboard instead of here is here. So instead of here, you're here. We'll play it up here. Up here. Going to speed it up a little bit. I'll give us 4 counts. It's going to go 1, 2, ready, go, and then we're off. 1, 2, ready, go.